What is good, producer family? I am back with a video on how you should be structuring your beats to help them sell. So let's get right into it. So of course, just by doing this method doesn't mean that the next beat you upload is going to sell right away or sell in 2 months. The beat may not sell. Okay, it doesn't matter how good your structure is, how you structure things out. It's just, I want to kind of draw this line between kind of randomly putting stuff there and using reference tracks to actually help you understand a little bit better on your structure, and then just kind of branching off into doing your own thing so that way you don't need those reference tracks anymore. So let's get right into it. So first things first, you can do this 2 ways of finding reference tracks. For this beat, it's a DaBaby type beat, so I'm gonna go and I found a DaBaby song called No Dribble, just released. It's not like a complex beat, it's nothing crazy, pretty easy, pretty simple, right? So then also what you could do is, if you don't want to use the actual song as a reference, maybe because the lyrics trip you up or something, you could find the instrumental remake of the song if you wanted to. Or what you could do is you could find somebody in your niche. So DaBaby beats really aren't my niche, but I just kind of make them because I like making them. But let's say DaBaby beats are your niche, right? So what you do is you go on YouTube. Okay, so the top channels aren't loading. So literally what you could do is you could go ahead and just go to this person's BeatStars page, right, or whatever, and just free download it and then drag it into FL Studio. You already have the tempo of it, so this one's 150, and then you could just see how he does the sequencing. And then of course we switch it up, right? You don't want to just be doing the exact same things, not in terms of like patterns, and like you don't want to do the same hi-hat and the same 808 pattern. It's just you just want to see how things are kind of spaced out and laid out, right? I'm not saying go out and copy the patterns, go out and copy the melodies. I'm saying just look at how the drums are sequenced and like see how these little spots, or maybe like the 808's taken out right before the verse comes in after the chorus. Just kind of some minor things like that that you might miss out on that kind of makes the song flow better and whatnot. So I'm not saying copy the drum patterns, copy the melody patterns, right? That's stupid, that's a dumb idea. That's when you kind of hit the creativity line of like, okay, what you're doing here isn't really creative at all. But if you're gonna try to argue with me that like, oh, copying sequencing from other producers or other like famous songs, that's not creative at all. It's like, man, it's sequencing a beat. Like, you know, I'm not Travis Scott and Mike Dean over here, bro. I'm not, you know, I don't have like 30 things going on. This is like 8 sounds, right? So 7, I don't know. And we are gonna take this beat and put it into FL Studio because it's the same BPM, and we'll see how he sequences. Just because here's the thing, guys. It has like 1.3 million views on it. The guy's probably selling beats, okay? So that means that his sequencing is probably easy to pick up on. You guys see what I mean here? I'm not saying copy the drums, copy the patterns. I'm saying look at how he brings sounds in and out. Look at how, you know, the hi-hat will stop a bar before the next drop or something. It's just these minor things that really help create flow, create separation, create kind of that space to kind of let the artist go in and kind of, you know, rap over it. Once more, if you're gonna argue with me that I'm copying this guy's sequencing and that's not creative, I think that's just kind of a dumb point to make, honestly, just because structuring is just one of those things where it's like, listen, is that, yes, sound selection, and when that beat drops, right? If the beat sounds whack when it drops, artists are just gonna leave it right away. The actual sequencing of the beat really helps the artist kind of develop that flow to it. And listen, guys, if you can get an artist to just sit here, listen to your beat, kind of nod their head, or, you know, kind of, you know, get a little flow going, right? That like Kanye West freestyle flow of like where they're not really saying any words, they're just kind of mumbling stuff, right?
Scoop, scoop dee dee whoop, whoop dee scoop dee poop.
If you can get them to start doing that, then guess what? They're just gonna start. They're gonna rerun the beat back, and they're gonna try and get a flow to it. And now listen, if somebody spends 20 minutes of their time trying to write to a beat on YouTube, the odds of them going to free download that beat or buy that beat, you know, have increasingly went up compared to someone just going here and just listening to it and being like, it's a little weird, right? So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if you don't want to do this, don't do this. Okay, it's up to you if you want to do this. If you think this is like some bullshit copying or whatnot, then I don't know. But that's the video for today, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.